ladies and dudes, there is a very, very awkward fun fact that everybody needs to know right away. Do you know those two members of Nine Inch Nails? One is Trent Reznor, the lead singer, and the other member I do not know of, since I haven't studied Nine Inch Nail band that much. Did you know that they worked together in this latest Pixar film that just came late last year? No, I'm serious, ladies and dudes. They did a score for this latest Pixar film that came late this year. And I wonder why. Why the heck they made a peaceful score for this film? And since the music that we already know about them is truly rock hard. And yeah, at one point Pete Docter was afraid of those guys since they were the members of Nine Inch Nails. This is the weirdest thing I ever heard. And also the weirdest fun fact that I ever found in this movie. But at least I kept my promise for all of you that I will do this movie review whenever I can get there. Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes. This is Rebecca Lynn Barkley, aka Boobot187. This is my review for today. And today I have another movie review, ladies and dudes. Finally, I kept my promise for all of you that I will do another movie review that featured an honorable mention that came from my top 10 of which one of the movies I would love to do for a review. And it's finally here. And it's the movie review of this latest Pixar film that came very, very late. Well, thanks to that idiot coronavirus, they made this poor film late. And they had to put it on that stupid Disney Plus for the premiere access thingamajig for only $30 frickin'. But I wish I could see this movie in theaters instead. If we could see this movie in theaters, maybe everything would be a-okay. And since everybody's going back to the movie theaters now to see some of the new latest films here and there. And we're pretty darn good about it, if you know what I mean. Well, anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to that most important movie review that everybody has been waiting for. Movie review number 180. And yeah, we're getting very, very close to 200. But I'm not sure what will it be. So anyway, for my next movie review is Soul. The latest and also the late Pixar film. And yes, I did enjoy this movie. It's pretty darn good in so many ways. So anyway, let's go ahead and do this. So without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my next movie review called Soul. And let's get on to the main plot of the story. It's a story about this musician dude named Joe Gardner. He's been a musical teacher for all of his life, teaching his students how to play their instruments and play a tune. But he tried really hard to teach these new kids how to, play some music here and there. And except there's only one person who did play the trombone pretty darn well. And yeah, let's just say he just had a rough and tough life as a, musician teacher. All he ever cared about in his life is becoming a jazz player because he really loves to play the piano and he practiced it all of his life. And he dreams to go on stage and play a piano and, playing jazzy tunes. And yeah, he finally got a job at some type of jazz bar place, whatever it's called, and he got hired, and he's excited to, perform tonight, and then he fell down from some hole by accident, and yeah, he's no longer in his body, and he's in a soul, and let's just say his life had changed forever when he became a soul. He just went to an unknown world that he had never been before, that features souls. And I don't want to continue on with the main plot of the story, so that's all I could say about the main plot of the story of Soul. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about this movie? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I really did enjoy this movie. It's a pretty darn good Pixar film. I will say one of the best Pixar films so far in all the Pixar films I did check out here and there. It's a very enjoyable film to watch. I wish I could see this movie sooner back in the movie theaters. And yeah, there will be some important facts about it, when you pay attention to the commentary of this film. Since I do have it on DVD, it'll explain to you everything, if you know what I mean. I will say for this movie, it had a pretty good storyline, likable characters, fantastic animation, and surprisingly, it has a really good score by Trent Reznor and his band member from Nine Inch Nails and some other composer who did the jazz music, surprisingly to say. Let's see. Oh, I enjoy the voice cast too. It has a very good voice cast and all that stuff. So anyway, let's go on to my strongest points and the weakest points of Soul. I will say for the strongest points for this movie is the frickin' animation. I will say right now, right off the bat, that Soul had one of the best animations to date in Pixar history. I mean, I was blown away for this wonderful animation. It's very well done, very fluid. The character designs are very well spot on. And truly the best part I love about this movie, it's the very first time that Pixar decided to add a little bit of 2D hand-drawn animation in there that featured these weird-looking characters who are named Charlie, from both female and male. Kind of a weird thing to say. Wow. They worked hard on the animation. I mean, I was blown away. So anyway, I will say the strongest point of the movie is truly the animation. For both CGI and a little bit of 2D hand-drawn animation. And the weakest points in the movie, I wish they explored the world a little bit more. The worlds of the souls. It's pretty darn enjoyable to look at. But I wish there was a little bit more of a, some parts of the film that shows a little bit about their world. Not just some parts here and there. And I wish there were a little bit more, characters showing up, that came from in the dead. Maybe they should have more famous people in there. Maybe I would like to see somebody who's Steve Irwin, the wildlife warrior, or I would like to see a soul of Alan Scary Rickman. I want to get to know what their souls looked like after when they passed away. I would like to imagine that. So I will say for my weakest points of this movie is I wish they explored the world of the souls just a little bit more. Not just a few places here or there, if you know what I mean. And now, I think I want to tell you another interesting fun fact before I can explain to you about the character. Since I already told you about one weird fun fact I found, that we got two members of Nine Inch Nails who did the score. And the strangest part about their score, they made it so darn peaceful. I wonder how the heck they like peaceful music if their music that they made in their Nine Inch Nail days is rock hard. And all the graphic, heavy stuff. Well, if you know what I mean. But I wonder why they want to make their music peaceful. Maybe they found something peaceful. I don't know. It's a long story that's way too hard to explain. Okay, here's another interesting fun fact that I found with Soul. We already know about Jamie Foxx played a character who knows how to play the piano. But did you know that Jamie Foxx did play another character who could also play the piano? Do you know what it is? Or no? Well, I'll tell you anyway. The other character that Jamie Foxx did play, who's a piano player, is none other than our dear beloved Ray Charles. Ray Charles is one of the best piano players of all time, and yes, he's truly based by a real person. Yeah, did anybody see the movie called Ray? And also he did play the legendary Ray Charles, and he did win an Oscar for it, surprisingly to say. So overall, that's another interesting fun fact to be found in a film. That Ray Charles is one of the characters that Jamie Foxx did play in his previous life as an actor. Oh yeah, speaking of the main character Soul, let's go ahead and do it right now. So, my only character I want to talk about is Joe Gardner, played by Mr. Jamie Foxx. You know, one of the best legendary comedians of all time. Yeah, his character is pretty darn interesting, and my most favorite part I love about this character is he knows how to play the piano very, very well, and he's a great piano player. Yeah, he had a really good storyline, a great personality and attitude, and I really loved the part where he had a dream. He had a dream to, you know, go on stage and become the best piano player that he could ever be. It's just so darn mind-blowing. And my most favorite moment in that movie is, you know, where Joe Gardner heads back home and he was sad and depressed and he felt lost, and he decided to, you know, remember all the things that number 22 had done when she was stuck in his body and his soul was in a cat. Yeah, those memories that he knows for a few moments ago got the best of him, and he decided to play the piano. Definitely one of the best scenes I have ever seen in movie history that featured no dialogue. And trust me, that's no spoil. Well, maybe a little bit of a spoiler, but not too much. Yeah, I really like Joe. He's a very good, likable character. 22 is not all that bad, and I like Boone when he's a pretty cool, interesting character since he's so darn likable, and I do like the female Jerry as well. So there's some really good, likable characters in this movie. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my final thoughts of Soul. Overall, Soul is a pretty darn good Pixar movie to watch. It had a very good storyline, likable characters, great animation. Surprisingly, the score is pretty darn good too. And good voice cast, and yes, it deserves to be one of the best films of 2020, even if this poor movie did came late, sadly to say. So for my rating for this movie, I decided to give it a 9 out of 10. this movie will blow you away. For sure. And I'm sure it will win for Best Animation Film for the Oscars. There's no lie about it. And that's my whole entire movie review of Soul. So what do you think of this? What do you think of this film? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's pretty decent? And what do you think of Trent Reznor and one of his band members from Nine Inch Nails decided to do a peaceful score in a Pixar film? Well, whichever your opinions are, just leave a comment there and let me know. And join me next time. I promise I will do Jumanji, and I also want to do Watership Down. You know, a very underrated British film that's kind of not good for kids. So be prepared for my next movie reviews to come, and I'll see you guys later at Sayonara.